They won't tell you this during your regular doctor's visit, but let me be blunt. If you've stopped masturbating in your later years, your body might already be breaking down, and you probably don't even know it. No, this isn't a joke or some taboo locker room talk. This is real, clinical, biological truth, and the consequences of ignoring it can quietly affect not just your sexual health, but your brain, heart, sleep, immunity, and even your sense of identity. Hi there, my name is Dr. Narita. I'm a urologist and men's health specialist with over 12 years of experience working with older adults around the world. I've dedicated my career to studying how the body changes as we age, especially how intimacy, hormones, and physical connection shape long-term vitality. And I'll tell you this plainly. One of the most silent threats I see in older men is this: they stop nurturing their sexual health. They assume that part of life is behind them. But in doing so, they abandon one of the simplest, most powerful biological tools the body still has to protect itself. You see, masturbation isn't a leftover habit from your youth. It's a natural process that helps regulate hormones, maintain prostate health, protect your brain, and even boost your mood. And if you've stopped or never started, the price your body is paying might be far higher than you think. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly what happens inside your body when you stop masturbating in old age, and how reintroducing this one simple private habit could restore everything from your bladder control to your confidence. Before we dive in, if you care about staying sharp, healthy, and independent as you age, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I post weekly evidence-based health videos made specifically for older men and women. And while you're here, type 1 in the comments if you're watching from your 60s or 70s. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Now, let's begin with what happens first. 1. Decreased prostate health and urinary function. When I first began practicing urology, I didn't expect so many older men to confess the same quiet truth. I just stopped. I figured I didn't need that part of my life anymore. One man in his early 70s told me this healthy, sharp, still active, but waking up 4 or 5 times a night to urinate. He thought it was just age, but what he didn't realize was that his prostate, a living, dynamic organ, had gone neglected. See, the prostate doesn't just sit there. It expands, contracts, and releases fluid. And like any system in your body, it suffers when it's ignored. When ejaculation stops completely, prostate fluid can stagnate. That stagnation creates inflammation, swelling, and internal pressure that affects everything from your urinary flow to your ability to perform sexually. The result? A heavier bladder, a weaker stream, that uncomfortable full feeling that never seems to go away. And over time, that can snowball into a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, an enlarged prostate that affects nearly half of men over 60. If untreated, it can lead to urinary retention, bladder infections, and sometimes even catheter use or surgery. Here's the good news. Regular ejaculation helps flush out that fluid, clear out buildup, and reduce inflammation. Studies have even shown that men who ejaculate 21 times or more per month are significantly less likely to develop prostate cancer compared to those who don't. This isn't about obsession. It's about function. When you stimulate your prostate regularly, even through masturbation, you help it stay active, balanced, and healthy. Because when you stop, you're not just giving up pleasure. You're giving up control over your bladder, your comfort, and your freedom. And it's not just physical. Losing control of your body, needing to plan every car ride, or wake up multiple times a night chips away at your sense of independence. But what starts in the prostate doesn't end there. It travels upward into your brain. 2. Cognitive fog and reduced mental clarity. A man in his late 60s once told me, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore. I forget what I'm doing. I walk into a room and go blank. Is this just old age?" Here's the truth. Not always. Aging changes the brain, yes, but loss of sexual activity, including masturbation, accelerates that fog. When you masturbate, your brain releases a blend of dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin chemicals that fuel focus, memory, and motivation. These aren't just pleasure chemicals, they protect your brain. They stimulate blood flow, enhance neuroplasticity, and even lower cortisol, the stress hormone that kills brain cells in high doses. So, when you go long periods without stimulation or release, those chemicals drop off. Your mind becomes duller, slower, more distracted. You lose rhythm, not because your brain is old, but because it's understimulated. In men, there's another layer, testosterone. Testosterone levels can drop faster when sexual activity disappears. And since testosterone supports memory, decisiveness, and energy, its decline can make you feel foggy, tired, even apathetic. I've seen men stop socializing, give up hobbies, even lose their spark for life, all because they didn't realize their brain chemistry had shifted. This isn't about libido, it's about clarity. You stimulate your body, you awaken your brain. You ignore it, the fog thickens. But that fog often brings something darker in its shadow. 3. Heightened depression and emotional numbness. A widowed patient once told me, "Doc, I don't feel anything anymore. Not sadness, not joy, just nothing." He thought it was normal. But it wasn't aging. It was disconnection. When you stop engaging physically with your own body, you slowly shut down one of your body's most natural emotional regulation systems. During orgasm, your brain releases oxytocin and endorphins, powerful natural antidepressants. They calm anxiety, lower blood pressure, and create emotional balance. Without them, your mood can flatten, you lose resilience, and depression can quietly creep in. Many of my patients go through this after losing a partner or believing intimacy no longer fits their age. Weeks become months, and before long, they're detached, disinterested, tired, and joyless. But here's the truth. Masturbation isn't just physical, it's emotional hygiene. It releases tension, rebalances brain chemistry, and reminds your body that it's still alive. One older gentleman once told me, "I started again after your advice, and I felt like myself for the first time in years." It's not about lust. It's about life. And emotional numbness often spills over into the night, disrupting the one thing your body needs most to repair itself. 4. Poorer sleep quality. Sleep isn't just rest, it's healing. And one of the most natural triggers for deep, restorative sleep is orgasm. During climax, your body releases oxytocin, prolactin, and endorphins, the same hormones that switch your nervous system from alert to rest. Your cortisol drops, your heart rate slows, your muscles relax. Your body enters its most natural sleep-inducing state. So, what happens when that process disappears completely? Restlessness, tossing and turning, waking up in the middle of the night with your mind racing. And here's the kicker. The consequences of poor sleep are massive. Weakened immunity, faster aging, higher risk of heart disease, depression, and brain fog that compounds every single day. One man told me, "I started sleeping again like I did 30 years ago, all because I began caring for my body in that way again." It's not about youth, it's about balance. And when your nights finally become peaceful again, your days start to change too. Because the next part of your body affected by sexual inactivity is the very foundation you stand on. 5. Weakened pelvic floor and blood circulation. Your pelvic floor, the group of muscles that support your bladder, bowel, and sexual organs, is like the foundation of your house. When it's strong, everything above it stands tall. When it weakens, everything starts to sag and strain. Now, here's what most people never hear. Masturbation is one of the few natural exercises that engage those muscles. During arousal and orgasm, the pelvic floor contracts, rhythmically improving blood flow, nerve communication, and strength. It's a workout not for vanity, but for function. When this stops, those muscles weaken. Blood flow slows, nerve signals fade, and soon you may notice leaks when coughing, dribbling after urination, or even pelvic discomfort when standing or walking. For men, this can mean erectile difficulties. For women, vaginal dryness and tension. Either way, it chips away at comfort, confidence, and independence. And here's the emotional side: loss of pelvic strength isn't just inconvenient, it can be humiliating. I've seen proud men avoid travel because they fear bathroom accidents. I've seen women stop socializing out of quiet embarrassment. It doesn't have to be that way. When you reconnect with this part of your body, even privately, you restore circulation, coordination, and dignity. But while that improves strength and stability, something deeper still needs protection: your immune system. 6. Lower immune function. A man in his late 60s once told me, "Doc, every cold knocks me out for weeks now. I used to bounce back in days." We checked his diet, sleep, medications, all fine. But when I asked if he was still sexually active, even solo, he chuckled, "No, not in years." Here's what he didn't know. Sexual stimulation and orgasm directly boost the immune system. Studies show that after orgasm, levels of immunoglobulin A, IgA, a key antibody that protects against infection,